I'm Adam. This is Steve.
This is the first edition of Parking Lot Chats. Maybe we'll continue to have them here. Maybe we'll just keep on calling them Parking Lot Chats if it's not in a parking lot. I'm Steve Schrader of States Rights Records. Adam Forkner of White Rainbow and various other projects.
Indeed.
We're here to talk about Adam, sort of like take him apart, see what makes him tick.
That's sweet.
This is kind of like inside the actor's studio.
What if I started asking questions about you and your life?
Well, I wouldn't answer them. I would sit here and I would demand that we stop taping.
Okay.
Tape. We might run out of tape. Adam, you have a new record coming out soon. Mm-hmm. It's called New Clouds.
That's true.
Is that true?
That's true.
It's coming out on Kranky. It's
White Rainbow.
Second full length on Kranky.
Yeah. White Rainbow, New Clouds, October 19th, 2009.
What formats?
Double LP, CD, and digital. I think that'll be the MP3s.
One CD?
One CD, two LPs, or iTunes.
Is it coming out on Rock Band or anything?
No. And I got plenty of stuff to go around.
Is that true?
It is true. It's just a lot of work to filter it all into the different places that it needs to be, or in my mind, and also its products in the world. Like I'll make hip hop beats for 3 weeks, and then I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with that? Because I'll just not be in the drone zone, you know. And then I'll make a long 30-40 minute piece, and then I'm like, okay, how does that fit with those weird hip hop things? Because I'm working all the time by myself and with other people. And then when it comes down to making an album, it's about, like, well, what statement do I want to make? And how big is that statement going to be? Is there going to be 1,000 copies, or is it going to be like 10 copies?
Well, that seems like a good way to work in how music is really working right now, because there's such a demand for consistent content from fans. I feel like people listen differently now. They take it in and they listen to it and they're like, all right, what's next?
Yeah, definitely.
I need something else from this guy.
Yeah.
Or they'll forget about it.
Yeah, they need context really quickly. And it's a lot harder to tell a long, slow story than it is to tell like a story where people can get episodes all the time.
You need the new free MP3 every
few weeks.
Every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But I guess the biggest, or one of the biggest things right now is like figuring out what goes where. What's on the album, what's on the mixtape, what's on the free, what's on the Facebook video.
If we were working in hip hop, all the stuff with uncleared samples would be like direct mixtape free, and then the stuff that you can get the cleared samples, or like, stuff where you paid 100 G's for the beat, that goes on the record.
I guess I haven't thought about mixtapes in that way. That's cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's
mixtapes
totally
in the
true.
hip hop world are like, you're not clearing that sample. You just jack that beat from somebody else's song. You sang on top of it.
Right.
I don't know how that relates to White Rainbow, but I do make mixtapes, like CDRs and online stuff. It's kind of a similar concept.
Why, Gorilla Black? So, the battery died.
Yeah, it did.
Wait.
It's cool. We're good.
Is it crooked? It's cool. It's crooked.
It's cool. It's more crunk now.
So, we're talking about New Clouds.
Maybe.
Oh, what did I get?
You got a text?
Oh, no, it's just my camera took a picture.
New Clouds is my new record on Kranky. White Rainbow, October 19th. Right.
It's almost kinder. I was listening to it today. It's almost like kinder than Prism. It's like pretty blissed. But I feel like the live show has gone in the opposite direction. The live show in the last year is totally blasted out, hard beats, so tribal hyphy.
Yeah.
Well,
New Clouds came about around the time I was on tour with Atlas Sound. It lasted like a year and a half ago. And I think that's the New Clouds recordings are kind of representative of the sets I was doing then, which is kind of like the pinnacle to me of like when I was doing just straight loop-based stuff.
Yeah.
Introducing new electronics, just like me becoming as much as I could a master of that whole thing, which at this point is kind of funny because now that the hippies have gotten a hold of the loop pedals, you can go on YouTube and see a myriad of hippie girls with like a ukulele and a looper and two, and then they sing it. I saw it on TV the other day. Some like guy like.
You mean Tuna?
Not Tuna. No. You mean Carl Blau? No, like like that clean like WOMAD hippie vibe. Those guys have gotten a hold of loop pedal. They're not letting go.
That's good for them. I mean, it's really. I can see that making that a lot better. Well,
maybe. Anyway, that the New Clouds, which is coming out, is kind of the epitome of like where I was headed on this trajectory of loop-based guitar, keyboard, and drums, and it kind of introduces like how interested I've become in rhythm over the last year and a half or 2 years. But since those recordings were made, I've even like gone even further into like exploring like electronic rhythms, hip hop rhythms. It's almost like I'm going back to where I was with Version, where I was like interested in dub and reggae and production on that level, like rhythmic production. And
well, you've been making beats for a long time, right? You and Jana years ago had something called the Portland Rhythm Makers.
Yeah. We just did a track. We recently did a track for Hot Knives.
The Hot Knives TV show.
Yeah.
It's cool.
For those who don't know, the Hot Knives are a cooking team of dudes. The guy from Robador, and then
you could almost compare the current White Rainbow live sets to. For some reason, when Version with Jana. And you guys were just like improvising crazy beats in.
Yeah, rave.
Version, steppers, horses.
Yeah, that era.
Steps, ladders.
That was back 02.
It's almost like coming back to that. I just thought of that.
Hopefully it's better than that. But
I went to one show at Bodies that was like that. I remember that show. Maybe it was just the mind state.
It's almost like it's retro now. Because that was like 7 years ago. So it's like coming back, getting more into beats. Well, technology has moved along, and I've progressed as a musician and producer enough that I think that like the technologies that's come out.
You mean Chaos Pad?
Chaos Pad, Ableton Live, all the different things that I use, drum machines and stuff, and samples and things that I'm able to use now, has come to a point with my playing where it's like I can put that stuff back in the mix and have a little more control. I didn't think I was in control back in the day, years ago.
You're just riding the wave.
But people might not know so much that I make a lot of rhythmic stuff. Like I love like funk as well as like rhythmic minimalism. I feel there's a lot of parallels between like rhythmic minimalism, like Steve Reich and stuff like that, and phase music, and hip hop, and other types of production, dub production, and stuff like that. So
you made sort of a novelty one-off hip hop song with Kyle Field.
Yeah, that kind of started off
2 years
like
ago.
There's that song. I don't know if it ever came out. I'll put it on the blog for you guys.
Hyphy.
Well, hyphy. When hyphy
Wait, what was that song called? Oh, Only God Forgive Me.
Yeah, it's kind of a Tupac thing. But when hyphy started getting really strange, and they started using really strange synthesizers, and it was kind of a psychedelic rap because they're so into like ecstasy and stuff.
Yeah.
I started getting into that in the last few years. And it was really inspiring because I felt like here's a type of hip-hop production which is about the weird sonic qualities and taking you to strange sonic worlds, which is almost like an electronic music.
Bliss out, but hard bliss out.
Which kind of puts it into like alignment with like 90s electronic music and rave music. It's just like weird.
Yeah.
Hyphy got really weird production-wise, and that excited me.
And so you tried to own that vibe a little bit and bring that into Portland.
Bring it in a little bit.
Weirdo? Portland weirdo?
Plus my involvement with Rob Walmart, which is such a rhythmic crew, and dirty beats. And that's been a really freeing experience for me, just working in a collaborative environment where it's like there's no there's no bad Rob, there's just Rob. There's no good Rob, it's just Rob.
There's some good Rob.
I'm not saying there's not some good Rob, but it's like we say to free ourselves from judgment and to be free to create whatever weird shit we want to.
Rob is Rob.
Rob is Rob, and so we make weird beats.
Rob
all
is
the time.
God.
So we make weird beats, and I've been working with Adrian
Orange.
On weird. When people hear this stuff, they're gonna freak out because we've been making
Adrian Orange's new record, AO.
Yeah.
It's like a rap record, hip hop.
Kind of, but really weird and experimental. He's making beats, I'm making beats with him, and we're just exploring the strange worlds that we can get to now with computers and other stuff.
That's it. The Adrian project is sort of an extension of your role as the studio manager at the Marriage Records studio.
Yeah.
Is there a name for the studio?
Marriage studio, I guess. But I've worked with Rob on that, in there, working with Adrian. In
Rob,
there.
every Monday night on
Radio23.org.
Radio23.org.
Yeah.
10 to 12 Pacific.
Yeah.
Rob Walmart crew.
Live every Monday.
You got the Adrian Orange record
coming out sometime.
Yeah.
We also I recorded with Honey, Valet, and Eva Inca Or, two people you think of as being the kind of drone tripper girls.
Yeah.
And me, who you think of as a drone tripper dude. We made a dub record called "We Like Cats."
Yeah.
That's coming out on Marriage soon. That's dub. That's heavy dub. We just came down. Those girls had the idea to make a dub record, and they approached me to be like the dude to record it, like a producer, and the three of us just laid it down thick.
Oh, Producer Mon.
Yeah, going back all the way to college when I was in the Golden Sons of Eden.
As a character named Producer Mon.
Yeah, just the man who like turns the echo on and off. And the thing is, the older I get, the more my role returns to just the guy who's like putting the echo on things.
Yeah.
And I don't mind. I like it. Like,
well,
I'm gonna make the mix sound good. I'm gonna put the echo on there. I'll make the beat sound as good as I can.
So what formats for the We Like Cats? I love this. What formats?
12-inch and digital. With that, probably digital come with extra bonus tracks. Adrian Orange probably. I'm not really sure. Double or single vinyl and digital. Maybe a CD. I'm not really sure.
Does Marriage Records make CDs anymore?
I see. That's the thing. I don't think they really want to.
Yeah.
And then the Rob.
What a weird time in our industry.
Yeah. Well, it's a freeing thing, maybe.
Whoops.
You can either make really fancy.
Rob Walmart has 25 records coming out, right? Or something?
Pretty much. We're putting out the retrospective of all Rob past, which is called Tire Iron, which is an MP3 CD that came out as a CDR, MP3 CDR. But we're going to actually expand that into a double MP3 CD.
Yeah.
And it's going to have like 10 albums and a booklet and all that stuff. And then there's a new album that's coming out of Rob's new stuff, culled from all these radio shows.
Wow. Now you are not afraid to play the role of studio man, session guitarist, tour guitarist, the guy who will shred a solo on a record. You're on the new Yacht record on DFA or
helped mix that too.
You've gone on tour with Devendra and played in Atlas Sound and
Jackie
Calvin
O.
Johnson and Jackie O and
yeah. Well, I have a lot of friends who make music, and they have a thing in their head, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could do that, easily. Or you could, like, struggle, or I could just do that real quick. And I enjoy...
Is there a limit to that stuff that you can do? You know, like, you wouldn't want to do that full time. Where does that limit out? Like, it's fun for 3 weeks to go on tour, and then you're like, all right, enough of playing that guy's songs or whatever.
Yeah. It's got to be friends.
Yeah.
And it's got to be fun. That's the main thing. I don't do it like.
It's got to be funk, right?
Yeah, it's got to be funky. But I don't do it like for money. I'm not for hire. Really.
You wouldn't though?
I wouldn't. No, I don't want to do it for money. I do it for the love.
Yeah. You're not afraid to get silly with music or like cross the line into what people would think was silly.
Yeah, tastelessness.
Tastelessness.
Yeah.
Is there like a filter where like that will prevent that stuff from getting into White Rainbow?
No.
You know what I mean?
That's a good question, Steve. I think about that a lot. No. Because when it comes down to making music...
Because there's a song on your new record called Demon Sweat, right?
That's not on the record.
Oh, it's not?
Didn't make it.
I have the extended MP3s or whatever.
It's just like a Ween reference. It's a great song from the pod.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful song. I think that's a beautiful song, regardless of if it's silly or not. I mean, when it comes down to making my own music, I get kind of serious.
Yeah.
Like when it's time for me to play a show, when I'm on stage and I'm sitting there with all my stuff, it's like, that's a serious moment for me. Like I'm gonna give what I got, like from my heart.
But it seems with...
Sometimes it's fun music.
The way that it's going with like sort of blasted out, the live sensibility is almost getting a little more like, you know, like in the way that White Rainbow has always been for serious and almost like introspective and taking you to a place.
Yeah.
It's like you're almost getting ready to just be like, I'm taking you to a place that's like fun.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. You said it. That's right. Yeah, that's the way it is.